What we've basically been doing is, first of all, looking at the legislation, trying to identify points that would cause hardship to people. Alongside that, we've done a lot of looking at what's going on across the water and trying to put in measures for Northern Ireland that will prevent that hardship. So we've focused on providing supplementary payments. We've focused on putting in a very robust system of advice and support for people as they deal with all this. We've focused on trying to prevent people from losing their benefit when it's inappropriate and unfair that they should do so. And we've also tried to put in various other measures. So I should say it's a very broad report, but we've done our best, and I should say also this will mean Northern Ireland is better prepared to enable vulnerable people to avoid hardship over the coming years.
At this stage, these are proposals. Do you think from the feedback you've been getting that the Executive will go ahead with them?
Oh yes, I think so, because we had a very positive response yesterday from our meeting with the First and Deputy First Minister, and also when I first started talking to the First and Deputy First Minister about all of this, I was assured that they would accept the proposals, provided of course I didn't do anything dramatic and run off with the cash or whatever else.
So far as individual claimants are concerned, when will the cuts in terms of welfare reform start hitting them, and will they have to individually start applying for this money?
No, this is a rolling programme, so this will happen in 2016, and then something else will start to happen in 2017, something else will happen in 2018. So it'll happen over a 4-year programme, and we've got a 4-year package to support them. But if, for example, we take one measure, ESSA, Employment Support Allowance, if it looks like, right, you're in the group that's going to lose that benefit, first of all, you'll be given a warning that this is going to happen. Secondly, the agency will do a calculation to see if you should drop down onto another benefit. And then thirdly, if neither of those measures assist you, you will get 1 year's extra benefit.
So they don't happen automatically?
It will happen automatically.
You've actually come in, I think, more than £80 million under budget. Why is that?
Well, there are 3 main reasons for that. First issue is timing. You can't compensate people for the loss of benefits until they've lost them, so therefore you're not going to have much activity in the first year. The second issue was the very, very tight financial architecture of the agreement. Now, one could have said, shall we go back, have a debate on that? My feeling was we'd been given a job and we should get on with it. The third issue was that sometimes the recommendations go into uncharted waters, and I thought, well, nobody else has ever done this, particularly the help we're recommending for the working poor, and therefore I think I was cautious, and that was appropriate in my estimates. However, the good news of that is at the meeting yesterday where we were discussing this underspend with the First and Deputy First Minister, I pressed very hard for the money to be diverted to health and diverted to the services that vulnerable people rely on. So from my point of view, if we've got all the help that we're going to put in place with regard to benefits, and we've got extra for health as well, that's a good win.
You've been very concerned about the impact of sanctions elsewhere in the UK, and you're hoping to avoid some of what you've seen there.
Oh yes, we've been very concerned about that, and this is one of these measures where you don't have to spend a lot of money, you just have common sense. What's happening across the water is sanctions are being applied to thousands of people. We're not talking about unemployed people refusing to work. It's much broader, it's much deeper, it's much harsher than that. So we're seeing sanctions applied, loss of benefit to people with mental health problems, people with physical disability problems, parents with caring responsibilities, and these people are just dropping out of the system. They're implicated in deaths, in suicides, in rising reliance on food banks. Well, we won't have that in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, first of all, we've got the committee that I chair will be responsible for monitoring the operation of sanctions, ensuring things are done properly and fairly, and alongside that, where a sanction is going to be imposed on somebody, there will be a special helpline, and the decision maker imposing the sanction will have to advise the claimant of that helpline.
And in terms of people losing out because of the phasing out of disability living allowance, you've got a particular provision in relation to conflict-related injury. Can you explain what that's about, because it could be controversial?
Yes, this is something that's been discussed for some time. The issue is that the form of assessment used for PIP is very different for DLA. In PIP, it's a question of do you score so many points. Now, you could have somebody with conflict-related injury and the test doesn't quite capture what they've gone through. We've got a very special situation in Northern Ireland of mental health problems as a result of everything we've gone through. So what we have recommended there is where somebody doesn't qualify for PIP in the normal way, we will then give them 4 points, and if that then takes them to 8 points, they will receive a supplementary payment for a year. This is a 4-year scheme to do an awful lot of things to help people as much as we can over the coming years. And I must emphasise that with the bedroom tax and various other things, we're not just helping people on benefits and the disabled, we're talking about people who are in work as well, the working poor.